Major League Soccer is a very young league, but gosh darn it, it has seen some great players absolutely tear it up over the last 30 years. This is a video all about the greatest ever to do it in the United States. Today we are counting down what are, in my opinion, the top 10 greatest ever MLS players. Although we do got to talk some honorable mentions first. I couldn't go without talking about a few players who very nearly made this list, beginning with Kevin Hartman, one of the league's greatest ever keepers, an LA Galaxy legend who made over 400 appearances in his career, winning one MLS Goalkeeper of the Year award. Eddie Pope is one of the league's greatest ever defenders, but didn't quite make the cut despite accumulating a ridiculous amount of accolades over his MLS career. Chad Marshall is also one of the greatest ever MLS defenders. He is the only defender to win Defender of the Year 3 times. The Columbus and Seattle legend also won 3 MLS titles and made the All-Star team 4 times, but I didn't quite make the cut. Jeff Agus was one of the greatest ever MLS defenders as well, perhaps the greatest. He was on 5 All-Star teams. He won 5 MLS titles. He was a 3-time MLS Best 11 member, and he won Defender of the Year once, but again, didn't quite make the cut to me. Same for Eddie Pope. I think those 3 guys are clear as the best ever 3 defenders. I couldn't quite fit a keeper onto this list either, but I really wanted to shout out Nick Rimando and Tony Meola. I know most may lean Rimando as the greatest MLS keeper ever, but gosh dang, Tony Meola was so good too. And he was the only keeper to ever win the MLS MVP. He did so in the year 2000. Rimando has 6 All-Star selections. Meola has 4. They each have an MLS Cup Man of the Match award. Rimando, of course, for his performance in 2009. I would also say that Rimando is maybe the greatest ever American keeper with the ball at his feet. But again, none of these guys quite made it in. I really wanted to squeeze Bradley Wright Phillips onto this list as well, but couldn't quite make it happen. But he does deserve acknowledgement as one of the most prolific goal scorers ever in Major League Soccer. Same goes for Sebastian Giovinco, the Atomic Ant, who just set this league on fire when he came to MLS in his prime. That was such a big deal for the league, and he is one of the greatest ever MLS players, but couldn't quite make the list. Marco Echeverri is one of the league's greatest ever creators and dominated in the early days, but didn't quite make the cut. Same goes for Robbie Keane, who was lethal over his 4-year time in the league. Same goes for Beckham, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Thierry Henry, David Villa, Carlos Vela, all of whom I thought about fitting in, but ended up opting for other options. I also got to shout out a few Cascadia legends: Stephen Fry, Osvaldo Alonso, Nico Lodeiro, and Diego Chara. All couldn't quite make the cut. Same goes for Carlos Valderrama, Joseph Martinez maybe, and Ante Razov. I had a really hard time making this list, as you can probably tell by just the sheer amount of honorable mentions, but I just couldn't go without mentioning some of these all-time greats. But let's go ahead and get into the top 10 greatest MLS players of all time, starting with Preki. Preki is the only player ever to win MVP twice. He scored 79 goals in 242 games. He was a great goal scorer and just so skilled, an absolute Kansas City legend. He was a 2-time MLS MVP, 2-time MLS scoring champion, 4-time MLS Best 11 participant, and he won the 2000 MLS Cup with the Wizards. Number 9 is Steve Ralston, number 2 all-time on the assist chart. Ralston had 135 assists over his illustrious and long MLS career. I really valued longevity when I was making this list. The legendary midfielder played his entire MLS career in Tampa and for the New England Revolution. He is a 2-time All-Star and 3-time Best 11 member. Number 8 is Jeff Cunningham, one of the league's greatest ever goal scorers, especially in terms of longevity. He retired the league's top ever goal scorer record, which of course has since been broken, but he did score 135 goals, 9 goals in 385 games. I can't remember if it was 135 or 139. My notes are hard to read, but it's one or the other, and that was in 385 games. He won 2 Golden Boots and was a 3-time Best 11 inclusion and made a couple of All-Star appearances as well. Number 7 is Kai Kamara. Kai Kamara is MLS's greatest ever journeyman. He has played for 11 different teams and, of course, surpassed Landon Donovan, Chris Wondolowski recently to become the all-time MLS leading goal scorer. He is still starting in the league for the moment, at least, but probably not for long. But doing anything in professional soccer at the age of 39 is crazy. Probably the greatest player ever to not win an MLS title, maybe. He's still collected quite a few accolades over his career. He is a 2-time All-Star and a genuinely brilliant human being, also winning an MLS Fair Play Award and Humanitarian of the Year award. Number 6 is Diego Valeri, one of the best technical players ever to play in this league. Valeri had just insane vision with the ball at his feet and scored some amazing bangers. He scored 86 goals in 262 games. He won the 2015 MLS Cup. He was the 2017 MVP. He was a 3-time MLS Best 11 member. Number 5 is Dwayne De Rosario, another great journeyman. Probably the greatest aside from Kai Kamara. De Rosario played on 5 different teams and was illustrious for them all. He is a 4-time MLS Cup winner, 2011 MVP, and he's a Golden Boot winner. And he was on the Best 11 team 6 times. Number 4 is Darlington Nagbe. This is probably maybe my most controversial inclusion on this list. I think he's the most underappreciated MLS player of all time. The transformation of his game over the years has been staggering to watch. How he's matured into one of the most composed players on the ball to ever play in this league has just been crazy to watch. Nagbe is a 3-time All-Star, 3-time Fair Play Award winner as well. Not that that really matters, but he's also won 4 MLS Cups, at least as of July 2024. Number 3 is Jaime Moreno, the 4-time MLS Cup winner, 5-time MLS Best 11 member. He is an absolute legend, scoring 133 goals in 340 games. He was so creative and fun to watch, and his consistency and longevity are, again, just legendary. I would say definitely DC United's greatest ever player. Number 2 is Chris Wondolowski, the number 2 all-time goal scorer in Major League Soccer history. He was the 2012 MLS MVP. He was on the Best 11 team 3 times. He won the Golden Boot twice, and he won the MLS title twice as well. He is simply the greatest pure goal scorer to ever play in this league. He was always clinical and consistent for San Jose Earthquakes. On to number 1. Lionel Messi. No, I'm messing with y'all. It's Donovan. It's Landon Donovan. Who else could it be besides Landon Donovan? He's a 6-time MLS Cup winner. He was the 2009 MLS MVP. And fun fact, he won Goal of the Year that year as well. And he's a 7-time MLS Best 11 participant. His longevity in Major League Soccer is unmatched. He is simply iconic. He has the MVP trophy named after him, for goodness sakes. He was around for just so long, doing it at the highest level. He made over 300 appearances and scored 145 goals and contributed 136 assists. He's now number 3 all-time on goals scored, and he does still lead the league in assists all-time, and I'm not sure if he will ever be caught. He won 6 MLS titles and is, in my eyes, the greatest MLS player of all time. This was MLS Pancake, the YouTube channel named after my dog. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. For every person who does so, Pancake does get an extra treat, a pet, or a pat. And let's go ahead and let's check in with Pancake right now.
Pancake. You look pretty sleepy. You look comfortable. You comfy? Grr. Grr. Sorry, I shouldn't do that to you.